In this video tutorial, we will show you how to convert your drawing to a PDF and DXF file in a single click. These are both tasks common to finalizing drawings. When modeling parts on a regular basis, streamlining the process is highly beneficial. To do this, we will be using macros. A macro is an automated series of actions, such as a mouse click or keyboard input. Macros are particularly useful for tasks you perform repeatedly. It is a block of commands and actions that can be stored and run as a group whenever you need to perform the task. In Solidworks, there are two ways to create macros. One method is to use the record macro function simply by clicking the button, performing the desired operations, then saving the macro. The other method is to write the macro yourself. This requires simple coding skills and an understanding of command names in Solidworks. This is what we will be going over today.
So to create and edit your own macros, head up to the Solidworks menu up here, into Tools, and then down to your macro. And in here we have a number of options. You at home, if you want to use the macro that we're presenting here, you could go into New and then paste in the code that we have in the description. But we already have this macro, so we're going to go to Edit and then choose our Uber Save macro. Then it opens up into Solidworks Macro Editor. The purpose of this macro is to save your current drawing as a DXF and PDF, assuming you're going to CNC and send it to your supervisors, which is very common. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of this macro. Hopefully this will help you guys understand macros a little bit better and familiarize you with some of the basic commands which are required when navigating macros. So, move this little magnifier out of the way. Here are our declarations. So as you can see, we have a variable named bool status, for example. Down here, we're choosing SolidWorks as our application and then selecting the active document. If there is nothing in the active document, then there's a notification box that pops up with no current document. If the type of application that is up is not a drawing, then this macro only works on drawings pops up. So this would be how to create a message box. Next, you get the file data and extension. These are important for when you're saving. So down here, as you can see in our basic save, we have a save command, and these values are required for the actual save export. Jumping back here, you'll see here if the file name doesn't equal anything, if the string is nothing, then you actually need to put a name in, because the way this macro works is it will use the previous data for generating the new name of the DXF and PDF. So you need to have a name there first for this to work. So the first thing this macro does after all of that preamble is actually save your drawing, because presumably if you're exporting as a PDF and a DXF, you also want to save it. So first you select all of the sheets in your drawing, and then you save these sheets using our file name and the export data that we grabbed before. If this is successful, then it shows a message box saying it was successful, and if it was failed, then it shows a message box showing it was failed and the actual errors that it encountered. The PDF save is almost exactly the same, but instead it uses a slightly different name. Appending a different file type, just like .pdf, for example, in this case, rather than SLD_DRW, which is what SolidWorks saves drawings as, is enough to make SolidWorks save your file as a PDF, or any file type that you append onto your file name. So here, we take the file name and remove the last 6 letters, so now it no longer says .SLD_DRW, and append PDF, and that will save it as a PDF. The rest of this code is exactly the same as in our normal save. And then again, for the DXF, it is also identical, but instead of removing 6 letters, because it was previously named SLD_DRW, now we're only removing 3, since we're taking off PDF and adding on DXF.
You may have noticed at the beginning of the video we didn't have to go through the toolbar's options to get to the macros. We were able to use the hotkeys that were placed in the toolbar. Here I will show you how to add shortcut keys to your menu bar for macros. So right click anywhere where there's an open space in your menu bar, go down to Customize, then go into the Commands tab, select Macro, and then you can drag and drop whichever keys you want. So here I'm adding the Run Macro, Record Pause Macro button, New Macro, and Edit Macro. Then you can just click OK, and you have your new buttons. Now I'll show you how to use the macros using the toolbar shortcuts that we've created. First click Run Macro, select the Uber Save macro. You will see a successful confirmation of the model being saved as a drawing, saved as a PDF, and finally saved as a DXF. You can then go to your desktop and confirm that these are saved. It is important to note that wherever your drawing is saved, that will be the same location for the saving of the PDF and the DXF files.
Lastly, we will show you how to create a keyboard shortcut using the macro. Once again, we will go Tools, but this time we will go down to Customize. We will choose the Keyboard tab, and under Category, we will choose Macros. Here, we will click the three buttons to add a new custom macro definition, and browse the desktop for the macro. Choose Uber Save Macros, and the rest of the page can remain the same. Click OK, and the new macro will show up. In the Shortcuts text box, we will type the new shortcut. In this case, we will choose M, and then click OK. Now that we've created this keyboard shortcut, whenever we're in the Solidworks drawing, we just need to click M, or whatever shortcut you created, and it will save. First the drawing, then the PDF, and finally the DXF. These newly saved files will be saved to the same spot that the drawing was, in our case the desktop. And we can open them to confirm. This is the PDF and the DXF.
We hope this tutorial provided a good introduction to macros. Thank you for watching.